Supporters of Boris Johnson have pointed to a PMQs line from Ms. Rayner that proves removing the former PM was a terrible mistake. Boris Johnson's supporters in the Conservative Party have once again blasted backstabbing Tory MPs after Angela Rayner highlighted the ongoing rift in the party. At PMQs today, the Deputy Labour leader accused Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden of stabbing Mr Johnson in the back to get Rishi Sunak into Downing Street. Exploiting Tory divisions, she said, "I read with interest that the right-hand gentleman has been urging his neighbour in number 10 to call an election because he's worried they might get wiped out. Has he finally realised that when he stabbed Boris Johnson in the back to get his mate into number 10 he was ditching their biggest election winner for a pint-sized loser?" Many supporters of Mr Johnson have recently blasted the Tory MPs who removed him, accusing them of doing Labour's dirty work. Speaking shortly after Mr Johnson resigned from number 10, Ms Rayner let the cat out the bag by saying he was their biggest election threat. Asked which of the Tory leadership candidates Labour feared most, she told LBC, "I'm quite happy with any one of them. Because the one thing, and I kind of could see it. Boris had this, like, Teflon coating. It's like a little magic. Where he was able to get through to the public and get through to the places that I actually don't see any of the 5 candidates that are standing having at the moment. Boris had so much going for him. He got an 80-seat majority and the country was really behind him. The 5 that we've got now I don't think have got that." Boris Johnson supporters have now picked up on the PMQ's remarks as vindication that the Conservatives should not have ditched their 2019 election victor. David Campbell Bannerman, the former Tory MEP who is now chairman of the Conservative Democratic Organisation, told The Express, "I am afraid that Angela Rayner has picked up on how knifing Boris has boosted Labour in the polls. We were 2 to 4% behind under Boris, now it is 24% behind on average under Sunak. Knifing Boris was clearly disastrous for the Tories." Other Tories in the CDO, set up in the wake of Mr Johnson's undemocratic ousting from Downing Street to champion the Conservative grassroots, said that Tory MPs should take responsibility for their fateful decision and remember this on election night. Director Claire Bullivant said, "Boris was an immensely popular and democratically elected Prime Minister with a clear mandate who was hounded by the left and people like Angela Rayner because they feared him so much. Of course they knew they would never stand a chance against him. It's refreshing she's now actually admitting it. It's like Angela and their friends at the BBC and Guardian went on about wallpaper and a slice of cake so much. But sadly 60 lemming-like Conservative MPs, led by the likes of Kemi Badenoch, bought into the narrative and jumped off the cliff sending in letters in which ultimately brought Boris down. Then to sour things even further, the party decided to cut out the membership and crowned Rishi on the basis they knew best.